Because if we keep on telling that we're special, it gives us this sense of privilege that we deserve everything in this world. We don't. We deserve to be happy, but ultimately, we deserve the things that we are willing to work hard for. Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk, small conversations with huge impact. My name is Alec and I'm your host for this show. And before anything else, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to this episode, to this podcast. And if this is your first time listening to the podcast, then I welcome you. I hope that you enjoyed this episode and I hope that you learned something from this episode. And if you do, then go check out the other episodes as well, because the other episodes have a lot of tools and techniques that can help you in becoming a better version of yourself. And if you've already listened to the other episodes, if you are an avid listener of the podcast, and I want to greet you, welcome back, and I want to thank you because honestly, the podcast wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for joining me in this journey of self-improvement. Thank you so much for helping me build this community that is addicted to self-help, self-growth, self-love, and self-improvement. So again, thank you so much. And before we go on with our topic for today, I would like to make a huge announcement first. As some of you may know, the podcast has always held a very special place in my heart. I don't know why, but I feel like the podcast is the most genuine, the most raw, and the most connecting piece of content that I produce on all of my social media platforms. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy TikTok, I enjoy Instagram, I enjoy YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. But the podcast is like an extension of me. It's like something that is a huge part of me. And if you are connecting to the podcast, that means I'm connected with you guys as well. I feel like we have a bond. I don't know if you feel the same way, but that's how I feel. And which is why I want you guys to be the first people to know that I will be officially releasing my merchandise. And I am giving you guys are the first people to know about this. I haven't posted it on any of my other social media platforms, and I am giving you guys the chance to pre-order my upcoming merch that will be released on my birthday, August 7. And I'm also giving you guys because I want to give back to you guys. You guys have always been there when there was even when there was like tens or hundred, even 1,000 followers on Instagram. And I don't know, when I was like starting with all of these stuff, you guys have always been there, which is why I want to give back to you guys. And on top of that, I am giving you guys a 20% discount. I'm going to sell the merch at $499, but you guys can buy it for only 399 pesos. So if you are interested in buying the merch that I've created, that I've worked so hard for, then go send me a message. You can send me a message on @smalltalkpodcast on Instagram, and I'll send you the designs. I'll send you the shirt sizes, and let's talk about it there. But yeah, if you guys are interested in the merch, then go send me a message, because I'll only be releasing a few stocks of the merchandise, and I want you guys to be the first one to get it, because I really love you guys. And yeah, if you're looking for one way to support the podcast, then this is your chance as well. So again, if you're interested in that, then go send me a message. Okay. With that being said, let's now head on to our topic for today. And our topic for today is 7 lies that we need to stop telling ourselves right now. But before we go to that, let's ask ourselves first, why are we even lying to ourselves? Like, in the first place, it's not like we want to lie to ourselves. We, as much as possible, we want to be honest with ourselves. But we subconsciously lie to ourselves. We feed our minds, our bodies, our souls with these different lies. And I'm telling that these are lies because they're doing more harm than good to us. And these lies are certain beliefs that we've adapted as we grown into this into this version that we are currently in. And looking back, I reflected, I observed, I've tried to research about it, and I saw that most of the beliefs that we have are shaped by our parents first and foremost. There are a lot of factors affecting the beliefs that and the notions that we have right now, but I feel like it all stemmed down to our parents. What kind of truths and lies that our parents fed us. And not only that, the media as well plays a huge role in the lies that we tell ourselves, and especially social media. I really believe that most of the content that we see on media, whether it's traditional or social media, it's negative. It's negative news, and it negatively affects our body, which is prompts us in talking negatively about ourselves. I want you guys to think about it as well. What are the lies that you keep telling yourself? And as much as possible, I've said this a lot of times, that the first step in becoming a better version of yourself is acknowledging that there are some things that we need to improve on. And in this case, what are the lies that we tell ourselves, right? And let's start off with the first one. The first lie that we often tell ourselves is, I'm not blank enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not enough. And this kind of belief, this kind of lie that we tell ourselves, cripples us and paralyzes us, that we are not able to reach our fullest potential. When we say we're not enough, we get crippled by it. And we think that we can't act because we need more experience, we need more of this, we need more of that. I've always believed in this quote that I've read, that you're never behind, you're never ahead. You're exactly where you need to be. And if we think about that quote, we can see that everything that we need to move towards tomorrow, we already have it. The experiences, the failures, the heartbreaks, the lessons that we garnered from our past is enough tools for us to move forward, to act on our goals, to act on our dreams and aspirations. And this is the lie that we gotta stop telling to ourselves. We gotta stop doubting ourselves. If we really try to look at it, there are a lot of people who are less talented than you, who are less prettier than you, less smarter than you, less wealthy than you, but they are making their fucking lives work. And why is that? Because they don't feed their heads with the lie that they're not enough. They feel that they have a lot to give to this world, and you can only give to this world if you believe that you have a lot to give. That's what I started with myself. Before I started, I often believed that, hindi ako ganun kapogi. I'm not that handsome. I'm not that smart. I'm not that good talker. I'm not that good in English. I'm not that good in math. I'm just not good with anything. And when I keep on repeating that lie, and that goes with the same lies and the same other lies that I'm about to talk to you, if we keep on repeating these lies to our heads, it eventually becomes the truth. The truth that plays a huge role in our future, in the decisions that we make as we go on with our lives. These lies become true. These lies somehow become true because we keep on repeating them in our heads. Just why we need to stop telling these things right now. Like right now, not tomorrow, not later, but right now. And let's start off with the one that I have discussed. Start with, stop telling yourself that you're not enough. Because you've always been enough. You will always be enough. Always remember that. You have always been enough. You will always be enough. And therefore, you are enough. Enough to make your dreams come true. Enough to love yourself and love other people. Enough to give love to yourself, give yourself peace, happiness, and love, and share it with other people. You're already enough. That's the first one. And let's now head on to the second point. The second is, if I had more time, then I would do this. That's the most. That's bullshit. Like right off the bat, that's bullshit, and that's one of the most common bullshit that I tell myself too, and that's the most common lie that I tell myself too. We often tell ourselves that I don't have time to do this. No, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but how we spend our time, that's the difference. How we spend our time. We all have the same 24 hours, but our priorities, that's when it gets fucked up. You have time, but you're just not setting your priorities straight. And that's a reminder that I tell myself too. I've often get lost in how fast the world is changing, how so many things are happening around us, and it makes me think that I have no time. But if we truly try to look at the micro actions that we do on a daily basis, on our routines, on our habits, on our patterns, we can see that we waste a lot of time. So if you think that you don't have time, hate to break it to you, but you do have time. You're just not using it properly. And that's something that I practice so hard. That's one of the hardest struggle then sa part ko kasi ako parang I easily get distracted, so I'm not like perfectly organized. So but as soon as I before and even now, I get lost sometimes. I get lost in Netflix, in video games. Valorant came out, and I'm getting addicted to that as well. But as soon as I see and reflect, and with the merch, I can focus my time on the merch that probably could have been released 5 months ago. I wasn't able to put my priorities straight, which is why it was delayed 5 months from its official release, right? And that's what we need to understand. Just look at your routines, look at your patterns, look at your daily lifestyles. You spend a lot of time on your phone. You spend a lot of time on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, watching all these nonsense videos. And you're telling me that you don't have time to do the things that would make you ultimately happy? Okay, a lot of people might see this now. No, Alec, it's not about that. I'm enjoying the things that I'm doing. Then that's good, right? But if you're one of the people who are complaining how unhappy they are with their lives, and then I ask them, then why don't you do the things that make you happy? They say, I don't have time. Then you gotta reflect. You gotta sit down and look at your daily lifestyle. This episode, I mean, the podcast is essentially for the people who are unhappy with their life. If you're perfectly happy with how you spend your time, even though other people are telling you that it's unproductive, it's stupid, it's useless, it's pointless. If you are ultimately happy with how you spend your time, then I'm perfectly fine with that. But if you're one of the people who say they're unhappy with their life and they want to be better, they want to be happier, then you got to spend your time doing the things that can help you get there. No more bullshit, right? That's the second one. The third one is I don't have resources. You don't have resources. Puede. Partly that's true, right? Some of us are born with a silver spoon, and some of us are living on paycheck to paycheck. So we might not have the same resources. You might not have the same resources as with other people. But I believe that there are two kinds of resources. Number one is the external resources, money. What else? I mean, money is like the main resource, right? And the other one is the internal resource, which is time and energy. If you do not have money, I'm sure you have a lot of time in your hands. If you do not have the wealth that you want to have, I'm sure you have a lot of energy. And I want you to take those resources, your time and your energy, to produce the things to make you be where you want to be in. right? I don't think it's the lack of resource that makes a person unhappy or unsuccessful with their lives. I believe it's the lack of resourcefulness. There are so many opportunities out there in this world. All we need to do is show up and exchange our time and our energy for those resources. That's like the number one. I'm pretty sure if you don't have the other resources, money, parents, all that circumstantial stuff, it's fine. But I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure that you have either time or energy, and you go switch them up for the other resources that you want to have. Right? And that goes back to the second point. Stop saying you don't have time. You have time. Okay? You just need to set up your priorities straight. To stop saying that you don't have resources. You have time and you have energy, and those two resources is the only resources that you need to get the other resources around you. Again, it's not the lack of resource that makes a person unsuccessful. It's the lack of resourcefulness. Number 3. Okay, number 4. If I had more blank, then I'd be happier. If I had a better car, if I had a better house, if I had a better laptop, if I had more money, then I'd be happier. A lot of us are like that. But what we don't see is that when we think that way, when we comfort ourselves with that kind of lie, we just get sucked into this cycle that, and our mechanism, it never stops. Our mechanism of saying, I want more, our wants, our desires, it never ends. We will always want more and more and more. That's just the nature of human being. We want more and more and more, which is why if we think that we have more money, if we have more of this, then we'd be happier, then we'd never be truly happy. If you can't be happy with what you have, with where you are, then what makes you think that having those other stuff will make you happier? For the short term, maybe it can make you happier. Say, ibang tao, I posted this on my TikTok, and I've like posted 3 lies that you tell yourself. I have a shorter version of it. And I see a lot of comments, a lot of people saying that, nah, I still prefer to have a lot of money. I'm sure if I had more money, I'm pretty happy. I'd be happier. That can only bring you short-term satisfaction, short-term cravings, short-term happiness. But genuine happiness can be found in where you are and with what you have. If you can become happy with what you have and where you are, then you can ultimately be happy anywhere you are in your life. Just imagine, if you are happy right now with whatever you have, then imagine how happier you could be when you have the things that you perceive that you want. Just imagine. A lot of people think that, right now I'm 20% happy, and if I get more money, I'll be 100%, or I'll be 50%, 70%, 100%. What they don't see is that you can be happy 100% right now, and still work hard for the things that you want to have, for the things that you want to achieve. And when you get those things, you are now 150% happier. And you have a lot of happiness to share with the people around you. What would you rather have? 50% happiness or 150% happiness? I'm telling you right now, practice to learn and appreciate the things around you and become happy with it. But still try to work hard for the things around you. One term that I enjoy talking a lot about, is being positively dissatisfied. Right? You're not satisfied with where you are, but you are grateful for the things around you. I want you to be like that. I want you to be happy right now with where you are, with what you have. I'm sorry, I'm saying that a lot of times, but it's really the point. If you are happy with where you are, with what you have, then you'd become happier as you move forward and you get to achieve the things that you want to achieve. Let's not try to aim for 100% because honestly the world is infinite. If you want 1000%, if you want 1,000,000%, you can have it. But the trick is you got to be grateful and happy with your 10% right now. Whatever you have, just be happy with it. That's number 4. Number 5 is let's try to put it on another angle, another perspective. I can save him. I can save her. And this is for the people who have someone special in their lives and they feel like they're the knight in shining armor who can save someone from their miseries, from their depression or their dark energy. We think that we can save people, right? And that's one of the biggest lie that I had to learn the hard way. As an early kid, I was very reflective on the things that are happening around me. And I've tried to reach out to people and I've tried helping them. I've tried changing them because I see that what they have in their life, what they're doing with their mindset, their attitude, their outlooks, perspectives are wrong. And I want to save them, right? Because I love them, I care for them, and I don't want to see them crying over the same shit over and over again. That's why I want to save them, right? But one thing that I've learned is that we can only do so much. That we can only help the people that want to be helped. We can only do so much. And this is one of the things that you gotta stop telling yourself. You can save anybody that you want. You can help them save themselves, for sure. One thing that I've learned is that you can't change really nobody. You really can't change nobody. So for the people who see their partners that they have like a lot of bad habits, a lot of bad routines and shit, and they want to change them, if you try to change them, then I'm going to tell you it's going to be very, very bitter, very hard and rough for both of you guys. Because you can't change a person. You can't save a person. One of my favorite verses in J. Cole's No Role Models is don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. You can ultimately help someone save themselves, but you can't save other people. So stop telling yourself that you can save someone. You can help someone to help themselves, but you can't save them yourself. Do you get it? Do you get the point? Do you get it? I hope you get it. I hope it's not confusing at all. But yeah, let's try to inspire other people. And a lot of people they feel like they have the obligation to save or help other people. Honestly, the way to save other people is that showing them that they can be saved. And how do you do that? You can do that by saving yourself, by helping yourself, and become this light where other people can see that they can do that for themselves too. Right? So instead of you trying to change or save other people, you go and change and save yourself. Do you get that? Okay, good. Okay, sixth lie that we tell ourselves is everything is okay. It's okay. Everything is okay. No big deal. We got to stop saying it's okay or it's alright when it's truthfully not, when it's honestly not. When someone does something bad to us and we say it's okay or it's alright, we don't acknowledge that the other person has done something wrong. We don't help them realize what they did wrong and help them in making better decisions as they move forward with their lives. Right? So if someone does something bad to you, you need to stop saying it's okay because it's not. They hurt you. You feel offended. You feel hurt. You feel attacked. You feel trespassed. You feel that they crossed the line. Then tell that to them. Don't just say it's okay. No, it's all right. No, it's okay. Because it's not. It's not. It's really not. If there is an issue, if there is a conflict, then go confront the issue face to face. You can only fix the issue if you really go out there and face it yourself. If you say it's okay, it's all right, everything's okay, everything's all right, then you can never really be an agent of change. You don't allow the lessons that experience teaches you. You need to let yourself feel the pain and say, hey, I'm hurt. Hey, this is what I felt. It's not okay. Okay? Because it's really okay to not be okay. Let's stop trying to hide in these toxic positivity that the culture is telling us what to do. And it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's not. And it's okay to not be okay. You gotta remember that. And on the other hand, the same goes with everything's not okay. What do you mean everything's not okay? It is so damaging for us to overgeneralize our lives. Right? If our emotions tell us we're happy and something does a bad shit to us, something bad to us, and we're just saying, now, no, we're happy, so it's okay, everything's okay. But in reality, it's not. And the same goes with when you're feeling sad and you're feeling hurt and you're going to say that everything's not okay. What do you mean everything's not okay? Some things are okay. But what you felt, it's not okay. It's not that everything is not okay. It's just the emotion. I always believe that it's very scary for us to generalize things, because if we say to ourselves that everything's not okay, then everything that we see around us won't be okay. If we put on a lens of negativity, then everywhere we look at, it's going to be negative stuff. It's going to be negative shit around us. So be careful, right? Do not overgeneralize things that everything's okay and everything's not okay. Just be honest with yourself. Don't feed that lie you keep telling yourself. If you're hurt, then you're hurt. And if there's something bad happening in your life, learn to balance it out. Everything's not that bad. Okay? You need to acknowledge it. But don't ever overgeneralize things. You gotta treat the situation as it is, at the very core of it. Okay? Okay. Okay, that's the sixth one. And the last one that I have for you guys. Okay, this is probably the longest episode that I've created by far, but I'm really enjoying. I really enjoyed the podcast topic. I know I feel like there's so many things that I want to get out of my head, and there's just so little time, so I had to do it in a very spontaneous and very random kind of setup. But I hope that you get something out of it. Okay, so for the last one, and be open with this one. Okay, the seventh lie that we tell ourselves is that I am special. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm always preaching about how important you are in this world. But you're not special. You're not. You might be special, but so is everyone around you. And how can we really distinguish the special people from the non-special people, right? If everyone's special, then how are you special in the first place? And it's very damaging for us to think that we're special. Why? Because if we keep on telling that we're special, it gives us this sense of privilege that we deserve everything in this world. We don't. We deserve to be happy, but ultimately, we deserve the things that we are willing to work hard for. You don't deserve 1 million if you just keep on. You don't deserve 1 million pesos if you just keep on laying on that bed of yours. If you're just watching Netflix and you're not doing anything with your life. You don't deserve it. You deserve the things that you are willing to work hard for. And I want you to understand that if we keep on telling ourselves that we're special, then we put ourselves into this handicap where we don't put in as much effort and hard work as we need to put in, as much as we need to. We think that we're special, so we're just chilling. So we're just letting the universe, play its role and do whatever, let whatever things happen in our lives because we're special, right? Anak tayo ng Diyos, special tayo. But that kind of mindset stops you from putting your 110%. If you want to be extraordinary, then you gotta have a strong belief in yourself. But not to the point that you think that you're special, because everyone is special, as you are. So in that way, it's like everybody's normal, right? Because if you're special, I'm special, then we're both special. Everyone's special. Who is really special, right? You get the point. I just don't want you guys to think that we can not do stuff. We cannot act on our dreams and get there. I don't want you guys to have this kind of privileged thinking that we deserve everything that we want in life. You can get whatever you want in life, but you deserve the things that you are willing to work hard for. So you're not special. You're important. You're enough. You're important. You're capable. But you're not special. So if you want change to happen in your life, then you go out there and change it yourself. Put in the work, act on your dreams, and make it happen. Okay? Okay. So that's the 7th lie that you need to stop telling yourself right now. I know that some of you guys don't connect with the things that I'm saying here. If you don't connect with the stuff that I'm saying here, then that's good. I'm happy for you. And some of you guys might connect with maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe you connect with all of them. But what's really important is that we acknowledge that there are certain lies that we tell ourselves, and we need to stop telling them to ourselves because it does more harm than good to us. It's very important, no matter how hard it is, no matter how hurtful it is, to be honest with ourselves. We need to be brutally honest with ourselves, because being honest with ourselves and fully acknowledging that there are some things that we need to improve on is the first step in becoming better versions of ourselves. So please, stop feeding the lies that you feed yourself. Okay? Okay, so that's it for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. And if you have any more comments, suggestions, if you want to talk about this episode, then go send me a message on that Small Talk Podcast. I'd be happy to talk about it with you guys. Guys, I love you so much. And I hope you guys have a great week ahead of you, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Again, if you want to pre-order the merch, then go send me a message on that Small Talk Podcast, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.